Check, mic check. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, troops, wherever you are in the world, and welcome back to the channel. Mark, that's me. My words, where we follow trading, traveling, and training. As always, before we do get into this live stream, please do hit that subscribe button down there. And if you are enjoying the content, don't forget to give me a thumbs up. Here we are, troops. Friday, the 8th of July, 2022. I'm back. I'm streaming again. Here we go. We are live. And I can't believe it. It seems like such a long time ago since I did a live stream. And it is because it's a long time ago since I did a live stream. Anyway, we are following today AMC, GME, Clovis and the SPY. We will shrink these. We will make these a little bit more pleasant to look at in a minute. I just wanted to give you an idea of what I'm looking at. AMC currently trading up 3%, just over 3% at $14.93, up 45 cents on the share for today. GME down 4.2%, down $5.67 on the share for today. Clovis, my baby Clovis. Oh my gosh, how I've waited for a day like this. Currently up 37%, 80 cents on the share, trading at $2.97, and the SPY is currently trading green, up to 0.21%, 80 cents on the share, 389.82. Anyway, what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this on single screen, and we can go to any ticker you want, troops. Any ticker on any time, on any frame, whatever you want. You let me know. Chat is enabled. If you are around, say hello. Let me know that you're watching. I've put my little thing in there. Is it pinned at the top? Yeah, it's pinned at the top. So don't forget to stop by and say hi. Here we go. AMC currently down, trading at 40, not currently down, currently up 2.2%, up 33 cents. What are we seeing on the daily though, troops? This is what I do. I flip between the 5-minute and the daily chart, and you can see that I've had this mapped out for a while now. And when we look at the daily chart, actually, we have got a really nice thing going on here. I did do a video a few weeks ago talking about levels. If you've not seen it, go to my channel, check out my videos and look up my levels, and you'll find it. And the one that I was looking is this one, which is here in white. It's $12.13. You can see we bounced off it a few times. We actually came pretty close to it yesterday, which was like a convergence really of this upward trend and this line of resistance slash support at 12.13. So we pretty much bounced off that yesterday. We didn't quite make it, but we were there or thereabouts. And today we've got a clear break above that, which is really nice to see. What we have done on the last two occasions that I've been mapping, we've broken out of these little wedges, troops. So we broke out to the upside on the big wedge. We then fell into this smaller wedge, if you like, and we've broke out to the upside on that as well. So really, absolutely positive, really positive on that, troops. And then over to GME. Now, yesterday was a big day. Because again, let me just talk about this wedge. You can see this wedge that I've had marked up here, this ascending level of support, which has actually changed a little bit over time. You can see that I've been doing this over time. It goes all the way back to the 13th of January 2021. So right back down to nearly the start. And actually over time, we've kind of maintained that. Okay, maybe the top line we can adjust a little bit now from that 483 high that was back in January that everybody talks about. And actually what we can do now, we can just, you see, we are in that huge triangle about to break out. But if we look at it on the levels that I've set, you can see 130 for me has been going right back here to February this year. It's been a level that we have kind of followed, and it's one that we need to keep testing. We need to keep pushing on that. and I'm waiting for a clean break. And when I say a clean break, I mean, you look here, okay, we had that break and then we broke back down over that few days. But recently, going back to May, it's been a day in and a day out. We've not had a real clear here. We had a little period, we had a few days, we were absolutely slammed back down there. But look, we just came back and we tested that little rising level of support there. So I know there's been stuff going on. I know there's been a lot of happenings, a lot of chatter. There's been a lot of people getting, especially when we were down here at $77. I remember that. But I remember back last year when I was buying at $40, so you've got to take from it what you will. I mean, look where we've come. And over that time frame, again, going right back to January 2021 to where we are today, look, it says it all. It says it all. It says everything that you need to know. We have barely dipped out of that support, that rising level of support. We have pretty much respected that for almost 1.5 years. 1.5 years. So yes, when you're up here, let's take this day, for example, the high of this day was nearly $200. And then you're down here on the low, which was $77. And you've had all that time period there. You can see I've got it marked up. I've had it marked with this downward trend here. You've had all that from going back to March of this year. Down, 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 down. Psychologically, that's what drives people out of a stock. That is what makes people say, do you know what, I'm done. Because from March through to May, the end of March through to, that's a month, more than a month. What are we? 29th of March, let's say to there, 24th of May, just about a month of downward pressure. People are going to be like, oh, what am I doing? Why am I even here? I'm just losing money every single day. And then you have this period, which is from the 25th of May up to where we are today on the 8th of July, which is probably, 2 weeks? Something like that. Complete reversal. We had a couple of bump days and then we've been trading on average in that 130 zone. Troops, I'm happy. Now, even yesterday when they announced, or was it the day before, they announced the stock split by dividend. Not yesterday, day before. Was it? Can't remember. Anyway, so much has happened. So they announced the stock dividend, and we got that massive jump. I think it was like a $10 in after hours or something. And then the next news was the CFO was leaving and they're laying some people off. And after hours yesterday, wow, boom, right back down again. And it was down yesterday. It was down over 10% after hours. And even I was like, what's going on here then? What's scrambling for news, trying to find news? And I found it. Okay, CFO's gone. All right, blah, blah, blah. Whatever. That's corporate stuff. Not really interested. I'm interested in this. And the recovery today, okay, we're still down 5%. I say we're down 5%, but look where we were on Tuesday. Short week this week. This was Tuesday, the 5th of July. Is that Tuesday? Yeah, 5th of July. We had a low of 120. And today we've had a high of 132. And we're currently trading at 128. So even between the start of the trading week and going into the close of the trading week, we've made $8. We've made $8 per share. Now, of course, it looks a bit shitty when you look at this and it's red. Of course it does. People look at that and go, it's red. Yeah, but look at the 3 days before that. Look at where we were on Tuesday. We had a low of $119. So we're $9 up on the week. That's nearly, when you look at it, 4 trading days. That's over $2 a day increase. How can you not be happy with that? I'm 100% happy with that. Thank you very much. If this stock split by dividend, stock dividend, splividend, spliff, whatever you want to call it. I don't even know what people are calling it, but you call it what you will. If that causes MOAS, absolutely fantastic, happy days. If it doesn't, absolutely fantastic, happy days. I'm not interested either way. I am interested in getting rich, don't get me wrong, but I'm not particularly interested in dates. I'm not particularly interested in new rules. I'm not particularly interested in announcements from GameStop, because these things come and go, troops. And if I've learned one thing over the last year and a half, it's not to get involved in hype, and don't buy into the hype. Not that I don't read it, not that I don't take an interest in what's going on. Of course I do. I just don't pin my personal hopes on a particular thing, because there's been too many that have come and gone over this time period that we've been in this to pin your hopes on it. And if you've learned anything, I mean, I've learned a lot. I've learned so much about the system, how it works, how it doesn't work, things that are wrong. And there are far, far smarter people than me out there, which is why I just draw lines on the chart, and I'm happy with that. That's what I do, and I believe in it. But there are some very, very smart people out there, and of course I watch what they say, and I read what they say, and I take it all on board. I just don't pin my hopes on it. If tomorrow I wake up and these shares in GME are worth $10,000 and the shares in AMC are worth $1,000, of course I'm going to be happy. I'll run through the streets naked. Absolutely, I will. But if it doesn't, okay, it doesn't, because I've not pinned all my hopes on it, and it's not what all my hopes and dreams for the rest of my life hang on. I've got other things going on, and I hope that you're the same, troops. And I hope that you're the same. Anyway, it's great to be back. I just thought, normally I do a weekly look ahead and a weekly wrap up. And I just thought today, do you know what? There's a bit of action going on. So I'm going to jump on a live stream instead of doing a weekly wrap up video. So there you go. Anyway, that's GME. Over to AMC. What's happening there? Again, you can see we had this breakout this week. Breakout last week, actually. And we kind of did some consolidation, sideways trading. And then we've took a nice little jump to the upside. We are currently up 40 cents on the share, troops. Again, if you ask me, am I happy? Well, how can I be unhappy? I'm happy to see green. I don't care if it's 1 cent or 100 cents or 1,000 cents or 10,000 cents. If it's green, it means I'm making money. Happy days. Anyway, over to the chat. I've got Squirrel, my mate Squirrel. Do you know what? He was the first person that I chatted to on my first or second live stream, and he dropped in to see Clovis. Clovis, look at this beauty. Now, if you want to see, something that's going to make me smile, anybody that's followed my channel will know that Clovis is my. Everyone's got one. Everyone's got that stock that you just can't get away from, and Clovis is mine. And I'll tell you why. I'll tell you why it's mine, because it's in the meme basket, believe it or not. I was watching, it might have been CNBC or something like that the other day, and it had a board of tickers, meme stock tickers, and I saw Clovis on there, and I was like, hang on a minute, this company makes a drug which is approved by the FDA. They're selling it in the market to treat cancer, and it's in the meme basket. Like, how does that even work? If anybody knows how that even works, stick it in there. Anyway, what's the reason? One thing I will say is, from a technical perspective, I just want to show you this. Cup and handle. I'm sure you've all heard about it, but here we go. A perfect cup and handle. There's the cup. And then I'm sure you can see what I'm going to do. Here's the handle. And generally, a cup and handle gives you a breakout to the upside. And that's exactly what's happened. But what's the background of this ticker? I'll tell you what the background is. They've got cash on hand, about 2/4 worth of cash on hand. So they're very, very close to going bankrupt. If we go back, here we are, the all-time low, which was the 13th of June. So 2 weeks ago, troops, 58 cents this was trading at. 58 cents. Now, there's some chatter amongst the Clovis community. They asked for shareholder approval for a reverse split. They were going to do a reverse split and then do an at the money offering or at the market offering. And it's gone under $1 for this time here. Where was it? 6th of May. It dropped under $1. And then everybody knows that once you get 30 days under $1, you're into a compliance issue where you could be delisted. And right on the last day, it got a bump back over $1. I think it was just, it managed to get over $1. Where are we? High, $1.12. There you go. And then it's kind of been hovering about there for a couple of days because they put the notice out for shareholders at the shareholder meeting. We want to approve a reverse split. Got rejected. And then they said, right, we're postponing the meeting till the 7th of July. And they were canvassing and they were going to people and asking for, please vote for this motion to do a reverse split. And they've put all sorts of negative spin on it, saying, no, you know, if we don't do this reverse split, if you don't approve it, we're probably going to go bankrupt, blah, blah, blah. They did it the first time. It was rejected. They've done it the second time yesterday. Yesterday, rejected again. So shareholders have said, no, sorry, Mr. CEO, you've took this. I mean, let's put this on the weekly chart. This is a stock that has gone from over $100. Look at this. Look at this. Where's the all-time high? All-time high, $116. Now, bear in mind, they make a drug that treats cancer. Approved. They're selling it. It's called Rubraca. Go and have a look at it. Now, with these small biotech companies, of course, there's a lot of risk. There's a lot of volatility because they're researching and they're developing drugs. So they go into phase 1, they get some positive results, bumps the price up a little bit. They go into phase 2, to get some more positive results, bumps the price up a little bit more. But then if they go to phase 3 and they don't get the results they're looking for, things like this happen. Here, look at that. Bosh. You get slammed down. Again, they start again, they go again, you know, and then up, down again. Do you know what I mean? And this has just been, but this, I can tell you now, because I've been in this since 2019, when it went up to $17. I think I was trading it, where was I? Probably around here was my first entry into Clovis. And you can see down, up, down. But this is because they've been diluting. They've done reverse splits so many times, and they've got a lot of debt. They've got about $600-700 million in debt. They've only got a few $100 million, maybe not even that, cash on hand, and their operating costs per quarter are probably about $100 million. I need to dig into the SEC filings, but they did say they've only got like 2/4 of operating cash left. So they asked for this reverse split to get compliance, to get the price above compliance levels. Now, it was rejected, and then it was rejected again, and this is what we've got now. So we're currently trading at $3.04. Massive 40% gainer today, troops. That's nothing. It's nothing on what this ticker is capable of. Trust me. Don't trust me. But it's not financial advice. Do your own due diligence. But I've been in and out of this ticker so many times. I did have quite a high share count a few months ago, and I sold up here somewhere. It was like $3-4 where I sold. I got out. I sold half of my position because I knew what this ticker is capable of, and surely enough, it went right back down to 58 cents. I didn't buy anything here because I've still got more than enough shares in the bank, and I'm currently in the green, which I'm happy about. But for me, I believe the potential for this ticker is huge. I think it's huge. They've got a drug which is approved. They've got some really good positive phase 3 results for this drug, which they've trialed on other types of cancer. So there's a lot going on for the company. It's just been mismanaged, and it's shorted to, I mean, we talk about AMC and GME. This is in the same fold. It's in the same basket. It's highly shorted. It's been targeted. It's probably involved in all those swaps as well. So a little bit of this that you can see here from this week and the end of last week, a little bit of it is covering. I believe these 3 days here for this week, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, I think that was an attempt by hedge funds, short hedge funds, to shake people out. We've seen it on AMC. We've seen it on GME. They do this. They attack stocks. They absolutely slam it on, in quick succession to give you that panic factor. And I believe that's what was going on here this week with Clovis. Now, if I was new to this and I hadn't been watching this ticker for 3 years, 4 years, and been trading in and out of it, over the last 3 or 4 years, I probably would be looking at it going, it's not worth buying into. But I know this ticker. And I'm really pleased to see it trading at 40% plus today. And I do believe it's got a way to go as well. Simply because they've got 3 choices now, this company. And this CEO must be going today to work scratching his head, because he's got 3 choices. You can either sell the company. Now, when I first started trading this a while back, it was just on the back of a buyout offer. They got offered $30 a share, and the CEO turned it down. So there's that. There's either a buyout. They either partner up with somebody, a big pharma, that can fund them to progress with their pipeline and get those trials to the next stage and into the market, get the treatment approved and into the market. Obviously, they'd have to forfeit some of the company. Okay, that's what you've got to do. Or they go to Chapter 11, they go bankrupt because in 2 months got no money. They can't afford to keep paying people and keep paying for the research and keep having their field sales team out there on commission when they're not selling anything. And don't get me wrong, if COVID hadn't come about, I think this would be a lot higher than where it is now. COVID came just as Clovis was taking their approved drug to the market. So, they had to switch from a face-to-face sales strategy to an online sales strategy. And I can tell you, being a business owner that I am, I can tell you that online sales is hard and you lose more than you win, because there is no substitution for seeing people face to face, shaking hands, touching skin, watching body language, building a rapport with people. You can't do that over Teams. You can't do that over Zoom. You can't do that over Skype. It just doesn't work. So the company itself is not completely to blame, but I would air caution at putting your support behind the CEO. And for full disclosure, full disclosure on Clovis, I do know that the CEO was charged about 10 years ago by whoever it was. He'd submitted data to the FDA for another company developing another drug that he was involved in. He submitted data, or the company submitted data, which, let's just say, wasn't reflective of the actual results of the trials. Let's say that. And he got found out. So there's that as well. There's the legacy of mistrust. When this CEO says, oh, everything's great and we've got some really good results, because of his history, you can imagine that people always take it with a pinch of salt, and they want to see a little bit more evidence, which is what's happened recently. They got some really positive phase 3 results for treating ovarian cancer. They went to the FDA, and the FDA said, we want to see more mature data. So you've got to come back in a couple of years' time. So that kind of puts the kibosh on stuff, you know. When you've got good data and you go to the FDA and you present it, but you've got this legacy around the CEO for presenting data in a not favourable way, or not in a transparent way, it it kind of holds the stock back. Anyway, that's Clovis. So that's my take on that. I will be following it. I'm still in it. And yeah, there we go. Anyway, Troy's back. Troy, my man, had to sell some to fund Roth IRAs and taxes, but still own 7,669 shares. Troy, it's great to see you back here. One of my loyal supporters here on Mark My Words. I very much do appreciate it. Auntie's here as well. Well, look who decided to go live today. Woohoo! You know it, Auntie. Always appreciate you in the Discord. It's great to see you here as well. Checky check. Squirrel's in. Where you got to go, bro? He's probably gone already. I'm asking him a question. He's out. It's Friday night. Who are you kidding, Mark? It's Friday. People are in the pub. Anyway, here we are. GME 128.66. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put GME and AMC side by side, and then we can watch them into the close, troops. So you can see here what I've got marked up, and I'm very pleased with both, actually. If you're watching, have you seen the margin thing for GME? Very, very interesting, that is. I find that the sliding scale for margin call for GME, I find that very intriguing. And if we look at my lines, I mean, look, it's uncanny, isn't it? People say technical analysis is not relevant in this kind of play, but then I just look at stuff like this and I think, how can you say that? You know, it's almost perfect. So we're coming to a crescendo. When will that be? Round about end of July, troops, beginning of August, if not before. But now we've got this splividend. What does everybody think about the splividend? Am I even saying it right? Splividend. Dividend. I don't call it I do call it a dividend. I call it a dividend. I should call it a splividend. Yeah. But I don't know, what do you call it? Anyway, here we are. I'm just glad to see a bit of green, to be honest. I think it's really important. It's not been easy, but it is what it is. Them's the breaks, as Bojo would say. I'm thirsty, troops, and all my water's in the van. GameStop, I'm watching 130. AMC, let me see where my next level is on AMC. Stick it on here, look. AMC on the daily, I had that 12.13. This is where we are. Let's have a look. Actually, yeah, we're just about there or thereabouts, troops, around 14.70. It's there, isn't it? It's bang where it is. So I'm going to stick that there. So I think anything over and above that, obviously we want it to be clean, like here. You get these candles that are half and half, like this one, like this one, like this one. But what you're looking for is ones like this and this that are clean, straight above. So Monday would be good. But we've got some support there as well. At 1380-ish. I had one of my subscribers asking me about Boxed the other day, BOXD. And I said you might want to stay away from that. It's anybody in it? I don't know. It's not for me, that one. That's unbelievable. How many? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, let's say 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20 troops. Since the 13th of January 2021, here, we've only had 20 trading days outside the bottom end of this. Oh my gosh. That's unbelievable. If you were playing, if you were skimming or day trading this, you couldn't miss. If you're playing the technical side of it, you couldn't really miss. You'd be absolutely winning. Oh, for a year and a half, you'd just be winning, playing off this bottom line here, this rising level of support. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. 20 days only. I think there's bigger moves to come, to be honest. I think there are bigger moves to come on GME with this Splividend. Ollie's in. Hey, Mark, this is a blast from the past live streaming. Isn't it, Ollie? Hey? We're back, my man. We're back. Remember those days? Remember that time when when I was doing the Fibonacci's and they won't reach on AMC when it was running up to $70 and it won't reach? it was too big of a run up. That was amazing. Them were the days. We don't get days like that anymore. No. Them were the days. I remember being on here with Squirrel when we were both buying into GME at $40 and we were both just like dipping our toes in, and it was like, oh, I'll buy a couple. I'll just buy a couple. And then they started running up and they went up to $90 odd. I remember it. It's when I first started getting into GME, and I bought 20 shares at $40 a share, and I've still got them. They're still sat there, and I've added to it obviously as I've gone along. I've averaged up, but those, I think they're going to be my infinity shares. Those, people talk about the ones that you're never going to let go. I think those, is it 20 odd? Let me have a look. Let me just check my account. Give me a second. Where is it? Right, what are you doing? I need to open up a new page. Let me just, I've got my brokerage account up here. Let me have a look. GME, 20 units at 45.49. The first shares that I bought for GME cost me $910. They're currently up 184%. I mean, anybody in their right mind would be saying sell them, but this isn't, it's not that kind of play. Oh yeah, times have changed since then. It's safe to say my average is a little bit higher now, let me tell you. But I'm still in the green overall. That's all I'm saying. Some of them are a bit higher than where we are now. Most of them are a bit lower than where we are now. So, happy days. And I'm the same with AMC as well. But yeah, it's a bit flat now going into the close on Friday. But anyway, I thought I'd take a punt, say hello. If you are dropping by, don't forget, hit the like button. I'm not, I'm not here to be a superstar, but if you could just hit the like button, it would be amazing. Only takes a second. So we've got about 17 minutes, 16 minutes to the close. Everything is green. Quite a good green day today, troops, across the board. And I know GME's red, but when you look at what happened after hours yesterday, and compared to where it is now, actually quite happy with that. Volume is quite low, considering the average 3-monthly volume is 3.34 million. We've not got that. We're probably not going to hit that today. So below average volume, happy days. And we've recovered a little bit. It was down like 10, 11, maybe 12% after hours yesterday. So, not too shabby. Not too shabby. What's everyone been up to? Last weekend I was in Ostrava in the east of the Czech Republic. I went to a dance music festival. If you've not seen the video, go and check it out. It's on my channel. And I used to DJ hard house and trance. And I went to this festival thinking, do you know what? I can't do 4 days. I know I can't do 4 days, but maybe I can just do, for old time's sake, I can go until 4 o'clock in the morning. And it didn't happen, troops. I was in bed by midnight. I peaked too early. I went in at 4 o'clock when the gates opened, all enthusiastic. And by 11 o'clock, I was like, I'm so tired. I just want to go to bed. So it's if anybody is thinking about going raving and you're the wrong side of 40, don't think you're going to be dancing all night, because you're definitely not, unless you're aided by something. But I definitely wasn't. I went au naturel, and it wasn't easy, let me tell you. Ollie, it will be interesting to see if we can get an after-hours run with XRT going on Reg Show from Monday, similar to January the 7th, 2022. Ollie, you know more than I do, mate. So XRT, that's the ETF, isn't it? I think that's going on Reg Show, which it carries a lot of GME shares in there. Is that right, Ollie? Have I got that right? If I haven't, let me know. Educate me, my friend. That's what I'm here for as well. But yeah, I have seen these tickers that do go on Reg Show that do get, they get left alone a little bit. But like I was saying earlier in my stream, I've learned so much over the last year and a half about, I want to say about how the stock market works, but you can't really say that, because it's not how the stock market works. It's how certain people and certain groups want it to work. It's not even how it works, it's how people want it to work. And those people are in a minority. And that's what I've learned over the last year and a half is take everything that you see with a pinch of salt, and don't try and predict what you think is going to happen, because it's not a natural movement. It's not a free and fair market. It's not open to everybody. It's open to a privileged few, and they are manoeuvring it to suit them. And whether that's by way of manipulating the price, if that's by way of standing against or implementing certain rules which are beneficial or detrimental to them, that's what's going on. That's what's going on, and that's what I've learned in the last year and a half, is don't believe anything that you see. And that is a really difficult concept as a human to come to terms with, because we believe what we see, generally. If you see something and it's happening and somebody tells you that's not happening, you would genuinely and generally say, but I can see it happening, so it's happening. Yeah, but it's not happening. Okay, so what is happening then? And that's what I've learned from this whole process is to, don't get me wrong, 2 years ago, if I'd have been in Clovis, well, I was in Clovis 2 years ago, and when the price was dropping, I didn't know what was going on. I just thought people were selling their shares. I genuinely thought that. Oh, everybody's selling. Now when I look at it and I think, oh yeah, retail owned most of the shares and everybody decided to sell, even though the sentiment on the chat boards is nobody's selling. Like, and without the education that I've had over the last year and a half, without Reddit specifically, without some of my friends on Discord through my channel specifically, I wouldn't have a clue what was going on. I would still probably be sat here going, oh, people are selling. They must be selling their shares, you know. But now I look at things with a far more, what's the word? Critical thought process. Why is it happening? Who's benefiting? What are they going to benefit from? How does this benefit somebody else over me? So my critical thinking has improved dramatically over the last year and a half. And I hope that everybody has gone through that process and everybody has learned something over the last year and a half. And whether that's you now know what short selling is, or you now know what dark pools are, or you now know what a short ladder attack is, or, anything like that. You now know what a swap is. As long as you've learned something, that's all that matters. That's all that matters, because the stock market will be there long after this saga finishes. It will be. Whether that's in its traditional format, as it is now, whether that's on decentralized exchanges and it's using blockchain and blah, 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 whether it goes that way, who knows? Who knows where it's going to go? But I hope that you've taken away something in the last year and a half. I certainly have. I've taken away an awful lot. I've learned so much, really. And it's been a good experience. It's been frustrating sometimes, but that's just to be expected when you're learning something new. Not everything makes sense immediately, and there's things that I heard and I read months and weeks and months ago that only now I start to understand. I'm a visual learner. I need to see things to be able to learn from them. And I can read a lot of theory, and I can kind of understand a lot of theory, but I'm a visual learner, so I need to see that theory in practice in a visual sense, and that's why I like the charts so much and doing the drawings on the charts, because that's how I learn. That's where I can spot patterns and this, that, and the other, But even from what I've learnt over the last year and a half, that calls into question all the technical analysis that I've learned. Because is it real? Is what you're seeing actually real? Probably not, because it's not. What would this look like? This is obviously a controlled environment. This is controlled trading. And what we consider to be technical analysis is actually it's algorithms, it's computer programs that are doing this. So in one sense, yeah, it's great because you can track it, but in another sense, it's not great because it demonstrates it's not a free and open market. Because if it was, these straight lines would not be happening. These things don't happen in straight lines. They just don't. There's too many components to it for it to happen in a straight line. So I'm not oblivious to the fact that this isn't real. Okay, it's an aid, but it's not the only aid. It's not the be all and end all. And if the market was free and fair, I'm pretty confident in saying that these patterns wouldn't exist. They wouldn't exist because it would just be a constantly fluid buy and sell, and that this is not constantly fluid. This is controlled, 100%. You can see it just by looking at it. So that's what I've learned over the last year and a half, and that's what I'll take away from it. And this is what I mean. It's beneficial to me now, but also this is the kind of thing that I'm going to tell my kid about, and I'm going to educate him. And I'm lucky. I'm lucky that I've sat through this whole saga, however it plays out, and I'm going to be able to pass this knowledge on to my son. That's what I'm most excited about. Is I'm going to be able. He's already looking at the charts. He's not even 7, and he comes and sits on my knee, and we look at the charts, and I show him what's going on a 1 minute time scale, a 5 minute, and then I show him the daily chart like this, and how it all plays out, and then I'm explaining to him, but this isn't real. This isn't real life because of X, Y, and Z. And after a few minutes, he looks at me and he goes, "Whatever, Dad. Can I go and play with my WWE figures?" Yeah, crack on, mate. Go and do. Go and do what you want to do. But, I've got some knowledge now that I can pass to him. And I hope that the way that I do critical thinking now will go to him, And that's it. That's what I'm taking from this. If we get rich, happy days. Because I'll be able to pay for the best education for him. Fantastic. But in the meantime, he's got me as a teacher. So, good luck to him. Anyway, Josh is in the chat. Josh, great to see you there, my friend. Thank you for your support. Josh, I really appreciate it. You commenting on every single video. Really, mate. I appreciate it so much. And it's great to know that you're still around. And Clovis, you got in and you sold. You sold a while ago, but FOMO'd back in the other day. Yes! I did a video. The van. The van was in for a service in Volkswagen on yesterday, and I did a little video about FOMO, specifically about Clovis actually, and about how this was gonna get into that snowball effect, and as the snowball grows, it's like a tornado as well. I was thinking about the analogy on the way home, and it's probably better to say that it's more like a tornado, because it starts off really small and then it grows and it gathers momentum, and as it sucks in more debris and it gathers energy, and it starts to get bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger, and it starts sucking, and that's FOMO. That's what FOMO is. So absolutely, Josh, you've FOMO'd back in, but I hope today you're getting paid, my friend, because today is where are we? 27%. Okay, look at where Clovis was today. Whoop, 325. Now we're down at 276. And some people will be saying, well, that was a bit crap. Is it really? Look where we were yesterday. Gosh, we were down at 188 yesterday, and now we're at 275. It's nearly $1 on yesterday. And that just, look at this. Look at this here this week. This is now, this is a sort of thing I've learnt. Because we look at that, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Look at that. Now, if we go to GME on the daily chart. In fact, sorry, AMC I think it was. Yeah, look at that. Same. Pretty much the same. Pretty much the same. Down, down. And these are all in the same, they're all in the same basket apparently. And I've been thinking to myself quite a lot lately about Clovis, and is it involved in all this, short selling and stuff like that? And it is. I saw it on the meme board that one of the news channels had up the other day, and it was the meme stocks, and there was about 50 odd stocks in there. Clovis was on there. It blew my mind. Absolutely blew my mind. It's on there. They make a drug to treat cancer, for crying out loud. Who is shorting that? Who's shorting that company? You've got to be sick. You've got to be sick in your head to try to be putting a company that sells an approved drug treatment It's an approved treatment for cancer. You've got to be sick to want to see that company going out of business. Honestly. And I know you're never going to watch this channel, but if you're shorting it and you happen to stumble across my channel, come and have a chat. Come and have a chat with me about it, because I want to understand what your psyche is, how you get off on that. You know, okay, you make a few quid. Brilliant. What about all the people that you're going to be denying treatment to? It's like that guy who bought that drug. What did he buy? Was it an AIDS treatment or something like that? And it was selling at a really cheap price that everybody could afford it at. And he came in and he bought the company and he bumped it up to hundreds of dollars or hundreds of % increase in price. I think he went to prison for it. And I just think, how can you sleep at night? How can you sleep at night? I don't get it. I don't get it. Auntie's hit the nail on the head in the chat there, look. They just want the money. They do, mate. They do. They just want the money. Until, guess what? Until somebody in their family or their circle gets that specific type of cancer that drug treats. That would be karma, wouldn't it? That somebody they love or even they get the cancer. And I'm not wishing bad on anybody, really I'm not. But that would be karma. That would be ironic if they got the type of cancer that drug treats, that they've put out of business and that drug is no longer available. That's how short-sighted that is. I just don't get it. I don't get it at all. Anyway, troops, here we are, going into the close, the last few seconds. So Clovis, going to finish up today, 27.5%. Absolutely fantastic day for Clovis. I'm so pleased. I'm so pleased that the shareholders rejected the reverse split, because, trust me, the CEO has done nothing but rinse the company. You know, paid himself bonuses every year, hiring people onto his board all the time. And you're just like, hang on a minute, how are you taking on all these extra people when you've got no money? Anyway, great to see that finish today. Almost 28% up, 60 cents on the share. AMC finishing up 1.17%, $14.65, 17 cents on the share. Not as high as we've been. You can see there, troops, that line we've put in, that next level of resistance, pretty much closing on the button at 14.65. That for me is now the next level that I'm going to be watching. That $12.13 that we've talked about for time and again looks as though that is in the rearview mirror. GME closing down on the day down 5%, $6.81. But after yesterday's run up, I discount the red today, and I'm going to discount yesterday's run up. And I'm going to say that actually on Wednesday we closed at $117 and today we have closed at $128. So although we've closed red today, we have actually finished up overall on the week up $8 on the share, troops. Everybody and anybody should be happy with that. Anyway, troops, that is it. It's been great to be back live. So there'll be no wrap-up video. Please do tell your friends about this one if they want to see what's been going on this week. However, on Monday, I will be back with a weekly look ahead. I'm going to see what news comes out over the weekend, if any. I'm going to be watching after hours, see if there's any particular spike or drop. And I'll inform you all on Monday morning. So, troops, thanks for joining me. It's great to see you guys back in the chat. Squirrel, Auntie, Troy, Ollie, Josh. Honestly, amazing that you're all still here, still supporting me. It's great to know. And I look forward to the next one. Wherever you are in the world, troops, do take care of yourselves and each other. Have a great weekend, and I'll see you all soon. Cheers, troops.